Okay, let's see question number 11 from chapter 3 metals and non-metals. Question number 11. Why does calcium floating in water? Calcium reacts with water to form hydrogen gas. Although calcium is heavier than water, but due to sticking of hydrogen gas around as bubbles on calcium metal surface, it starts floating. You know students, this question asked on what happens when metal reacts with water. So calcium reacts with water to liberate hydrogen gas. Those hydrogen gas sticks a calcium metal around as hydrogen gas bubbles. So calcium become light and starts floats. Next question. Question number 12. A green layer is gradually formed on a copper plate when left exposed to air for a week. Mention the chemical composition of the substance. Here students, if copper plate or any copper article or metal article kept a long time in an open atmosphere, there forms on copper substances as green. That is because a metal reacts with some substances present in atmosphere or highly reactive gases, oxygen, hydrogen, moisture as the hydroxide. They form students carbon 1, then they forms copper carbonate or copper hydroxides. This is responsible for a green coat forms on copper plate. Next question. Question number 13. Name two metals that are obtained by electrolysis of their chloride salt in molten form. Chlorides. First you should know what is molten form. The crystal forms of salt which cannot pass through electricity in the crystalline form when they are dipped into water or dissolved into water or in the solution form, they start conducting electricity. That process is called electrolysis. So some metals are there sodium and calcium are the two ionic bond metals which produces their solutions and starts passing electricity in their molten form only. So sodium and calcium are the two electrolysis compound. Got it? Next question. Question number 14. Name an alloy which has mercury as one of its constituents. Here students, constituents must be one mercury along with other metals. So here the heading we should study, that is alloy. What are alloy first? The homogeneous mixtures of two or more substances. It means in the form of metals or a non-metal or metal to non-metal. In any proportion they are, but one must be there mercury, which are called amalgam. So you can take other metals as zinc. Zinc amalgam is a alloy which is have one mercury as its constituents. Understood? Next, question number 15. Name a metal which is bad conductor of heat, does not react with oxygen even at high temperature, and it is most ductile. These are properties of the metal we are studying students. The first one, a bad conductor of heat. The metal which is mercury is very poor conductor of heat. Even it can be evaporate when you kept mercury in your palm student. It is enough to catch the temperature of your palm. It means body temperature, it starts evaporating. So it is very poor conductor of heat. Next, does not react with oxygen even at high temperature. It means the gold is a very less reactive element students, which doesn't react with any air form oxygens, other gaseous, with water, with acids and with other metals and all. So gold is even given at high temperature, it does not react with oxygen. Then which is most ductile? You know metal property are ductility and malleability. The gold can be made sheets and should be a drag into wire. Those two products are called malleability and ductility. The most ductile element is called gold, the metal gold. Next question. Question number 16. Give reason for the following. First, temple bells are made up of metals. Here a last year question I observed students, school bells are made up of metals. The bells which are usually used in schools or temple or churches, they are made up of metals. Why? Next question, electrical wires are made up of copper. These are two physical properties of the metal. This question is asked on that base, students. So let us study first. The school bells or temple bells are made up of metals because metal have one important physical property. The metals are generally sonorous. When they are beaten, when they are dropped from height, yes, they produce a sound, then which is called property sonorous. So school bells, temple bells, church bells, or in any other, the bells are made up of metal because of their sonorous property. Second one, copper is very good conductor of electricity. So is called the best conductor of heat and electricity. So copper is obviously conducts electricity. Got it? Hello dear students, we are studying chapter number 3, metals and non-metals. Let us check question number 17. A non-metal X exists in two different forms, M and N, where M is a hardest natural substance, whereas N is good conductor of electricity. So identify X, M and N. So let's begin. That non-metal X is carbon, because carbon exists in two different forms called allotrope of carbon. These allotrope forms, you can name it as two different forms, M and N. M is diamond and N is graphite, because they given clue, students. M is the hardest natural substance, so M is diamond, because diamond is the hardest natural substance which is allotrope form of carbon, whereas N is, we name it as graphite, because which is good conductor of electricity. Next, question number 18. Explain electrolysis reaction. How is sodium obtained from its molten chloride? Let us check. It is called the metal salt, students, obviously available in molten state. It means the crystalline form of metal salts which they are dissolved in solutions. In the solution form, they deassociate as ions and liberate their extracted or liberate their ions as cation and anion in the respective electrodes called anode and cathode. Let us check how sodium is extracted from their molten chloride. In electrolysis reaction, a metal are extracted by the electrolysis of their metallic salts. Here, sodium is extracted, obtained from electrolysis of the compound molten state called sodium chloride. Sodium is deposited as cathode side and chlorine is liberated at anode side as shown in the figure. Now, at anode, oxidation occurs and chlorine separates, students, and cathode reduction made and sodium will come out as reduced element. So from the molten state of sodium chloride, we extract sodium separately and chlorine separately. We need sodium from its molten state of chloride. Now write the differences between roasting and calcination. These are the two different processes where the metal can extract from their ores. The first one, students, roasting. Roasting is a process in which a sulfide ores are heated below its melting points in the presence of excess air. We should supply excessive air and heated below the melting point will get, students, their metal oxides. Best examples, copper sulfide, zinc sulfides are the roasting process where we can get metal oxides. Whereas calcination. Calcination is a process in which a carbonate ore is heated below their melting point in absence of air. That time we will get their metal oxides. The best example of metal oxides are copper carbonate and iron carbonate, students. Okay.